All right, folks, so I've been working with these Packouts for about a good month now, and I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff that I've learned about them so far. These Packouts are going to go into our newly renovated garage that I did about 2 months ago. We essentially took our Grand Design momentum and invested quite a bit of money and time in it, and the garage turned out very nice. We've actually turned it into our office because we are going to be staying in our RV for some time. So this whole system is going to also go into the office, in addition to a golf cart that we plan on buying in the future. But let's get back to showing you what exactly it is we're doing with these things. We're retiring from the military. We do a lot of off-road and a lot of camping in our RV. And we're going to be moving into that RV. So I needed a place to put all my tools because I'm not gonna get rid of our home and move out into a trailer without tools. So basically I went and bought almost every Packout possible. So I'm gonna tell you basically some of the things I've learned, things I like, things I don't like about every one of these that I own. So really quick overview on what I actually went out and bought is I bought this nice roller chest. I did buy the smaller one at first. There's actually a roller chest that's about that size with the wheels and a nice pull-up handle. I didn't think that was enough storage, so I went out and bought this one. This one's really nice. It does have a really nice and very robust handle that you can pull out, lift up, so that way you can carry out all of your stuff on wheels. And it's huge inside. I'm going to show you just how big it is. I also bought 2 of these. Basically these are some smaller chest Packouts, and I bought 2 of these. One of them I have all my electrical things, and I'm gonna open up all this stuff and all these drawers and show you like what I've done so far. I really like these. These are probably my favorite ones because they're just the right size to put all my things in there that I need. And I did pack all of these basically by the task. So for example, I put all my electrical stuff in here and so forth. These drawers are really nice. I got 2 out of the 3 types of drawers. There's only one more, and it's a 2-drawer. So essentially it's a 2-drawer, and the drawers are much bigger, but these are what I found to be the most practical, the best ones for me. And then finally, I also have a bunch of accessory Packouts that I think really do the job for me. There's many different types of these ones for things such as your screws, bolts, just all your different things that you're going to bring with you. So let's go ahead and just start out with those accessories because they're on top. They're the easiest ones to review. This happens to be my favorite one. This one is a very good size. It is deep enough to put a lot of cool things. This is basically my miscellaneous Packout. It has about a 5-inch depth into the drawers themselves, and all these black dividers are removable, so you can basically build this out how you want to. So I've got my Dremel in this one with a bunch of wire brushes and wire wheels and things like that. I love to restore stuff. So this is basically my Packout with a bunch of things. They're not all related, but I like this because it has just so much room to put some things, and it's really functional too. So this definitely is my favorite because you can put some good size things in there. This is the smallest one that they actually have. It's very thin, and this is what I've got in here. These are like all my screws. Each one of these actually comes out, which I really like, because if I'm, if I got all these in the back of my toy hauler and I know that I'm only going to need some screws for a product or something that needs to be fixed on the outside, I can just either take this little entire thing itself, or I could just pull this out and just take this with me. So pretty cool. Moving on to 2 other ones, and this is awesome too because you just basically pull this little latch down here and it pulls right out. These things are really awesome. Still, like I said, I'm going to get to some pros and cons here in a little bit. But these are really cool ones too. These are essentially about like a double height of that one. So these, two of them I have, well actually, so I have two of these. One of them is for all of my electronic fittings. So pretty cool. I do a lot of electrical work, usually always installing some type of light or LED strip or fixing something. One of my favorite things to do. So now I have just a drawer essentially just for all of my electrical connections. Same thing over here. I just have it built out a little bit different. I have some much bigger bolts in this one, some nuts and stuff. So like I said, I've got the one thing that I really realized about these accessory type of packouts is I built them for the task, right? I didn't put just a bunch of random things in them, except for that one, of course. But these specifically, these are all of the bolts that I have that are larger bolts, and I also have some of these longer screws. These are all my electrical things. So well, the one thing I definitely learned is it's much easier to just build these out as the task demands it. So that's what I did. I learned that quite early in the build of these packouts. So that's what I did. All right, so let's move on. I'm kind of moving this stuff around here. This is another accessory Packout. It's basically a double one of those, but what I like about the double versus the single one is when you do get one of these double accessories, you get this interior part where it allows you to put additional things in there. So for this one is all of my washers, my nuts. I have some more bolts in here and some little random hooks that I just had in all of these drawers. Basically transferred all that stuff into these packouts, and I wanted to make sure I had these because if you know anything about camping and RVing, you always need these 3M hooks. They are super effective for helping you organize. But I like this one too. They all work. They snap really well. It has this rubber seal in here. It goes all the way around this thing, so this makes it technically waterproof. So if you leave this stuff out in the weather, nothing's gonna happen to it. I do like that. However, there is a caveat about the drawers one, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. So we've got this one as well, and there's one more. This is essentially the Packout accessory box between the largest one that you have that you can get and the thinnest one you can have. This is kind of like that medium size Packout. And same situation, if you get the double, you have this middle section here that you can put your stuff in. This one is basically all of my electrical and a little bit of some O-ring stuff that I didn't want to leave behind, but I didn't have a specific pack out just for these types of things, so I put those in here also. Same situation, these things pull out. They're pretty deep too. They're like 3.5 inches deep. So good stuff, great storage. And the one thing that I also really appreciate about these is there are no spill pack outs for these types of drawers. It has this, on the lid, it has this part that actually goes into each one of these storage containers. So no matter how you turn or carry this thing, none of this stuff is going to come out and go into another container. It's all gonna stay in one place. When you put it there, it's gonna stay there. So huge deal for me because I am like a neat freak. I love to be organized. It's really important. All right, moving on. Moving this stuff around. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're getting to my favorite pack out. Like I said before, this one is a really good size. I think if I was to go out and buy a pack out just to see how I like it, I probably would start with that one for storage specifically, because you can put one of these in your truck or in your SUV or even the back of your car. It will handle all of your kind of essential tools or things that you want to take with you out on the road, and this one really is that pack out for me. Typically I have this one in my truck, but this has everything I would need in case something happens in where I would have to maybe jack up the truck, pull the tire off, take it to a shop while I'm on the road and get it plugged if maybe I got a blowout. We've got a drill in here, I got a multimeter, so just enough space for a good amount of essential tools that you would need when you're out on the road. I think it's also really good if you're going off-roading. They build essentially a pack-out rack plate for BRP, Can-Am, Honda, obviously Polaris. So that way you can just click one of these into the back of your unit, and now you have just awesome storage capabilities for those UTVs, Jeeps as well. So good stuff. Now let's move on to these drawers. Here's the one thing that I was not expecting about the drawers, is they are, unlike everything else here, they are not weatherproof. That might seem obvious to you if you're watching this video and you're like, well, of course they're not waterproof and they're not weatherproof because they don't have essentially like a seal or something that you can seal up. So here's how I learned that. Actually, I had a drawer system in my truck because I have all of the small hand tools that I use on a regular basis in my truck. And on a hot day, because we live in the Midwest over here in Illinois, it actually got really humid in the truck and all of my tools had condensation on them. Wasn't very happy about that. I'm really glad I caught it early. So basically I just kind of opened up the windows and let it air out, and it dried up really quick. But that is not cool. Not a cool thing, because obviously I want my tools to last, and getting rust all over them and things of that nature is just, it's not a good look. So I'm not sure exactly what I could do to improve that. I think possibly Packout should try to figure out creating a better seal around these drawers. I think that would really improve the effectiveness of the storage. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and just look at how I've got some of these laid out. So in here, I've got my Tecton wrench sets. I think that the way these came out is really professional looking, very nice. I basically ordered these foam pieces for the drawers off of Amazon. They are like $20 for 4 of them. These are a 16 by 12 drawer here, and for this 4 drawer I did all of them the same. So we got metric and standard in here. I think it turned out really well. These are this last drawer is where I'm going to put some stubbies. So I've got some stubbies on order, and that will be for that. So the really cool thing about these as well is they're not like a soft close, but when you close these drawers, they do click into place. I'm not sure if you can hear that. So I like that a lot. And then it has this bar that essentially locks these drawers in. So while I'm traveling and these are in the back tied down in my toy hauler, I know they're not gonna come out. I know my tools aren't going anywhere. So it's gonna be very stable. This is the 3-drawer pack out. I like this a lot because I put all of my tools in here that I use all the time, which is, you know, just basic tape measure, my tire pressure sensor, like all these, a set of diagonal cutters. I use those like all the time. And then a little bit more stuff, but finally I have all of my sockets and my wrenches in here too. So actually this was the one that was in my truck and it got all the condensation over it, but like I said, it worked out. And this one's really cool too. Not exactly sure how well the rails are gonna last on these things. When I was researching these, I did see, I wouldn't say it was a decent amount. I would say there were comments about the rails on these things failing. I will say though, most of the comments from those people were general contractors. So those are the guys that are going out using these things every single day. More than likely they're tens of times or hundreds of times they're going in here and opening these drawers, getting tools out. They're putting basically every single thing they can in there to maximize the storage capability. So it's possible that those comments are coming from guys who are just using these things to their maximum potential. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna see those issues. I hope that I don't, and I don't think I will. Nonetheless, if I do, I'm confident that Milwaukee will help me if I contact their customer support and either one, provide me rails if they break, or swap out my pack out at the local Northern Tool. That's where I bought all of these. Believe it or not, also Northern Tool, if you did not know this, they do provide a, look how hot it is out here. I'm like sweating. That's how nasty it is in the Midwest over here. But Milwaukee, or excuse me, Northern Tool didn't used to provide a military discount. They do now, which is actually really cool. I respect Northern Tool because they sell probably the better brands of tools out there. They are they are expensive. Their stuff is much more expensive than you would find at Home Depot or Lowe's. But nonetheless, I like shopping there for the pack out, the Milwaukee stuff, because they have a lot of it. So I'm moving all of my tools that generally like my power tools and things, I'm moving to Milwaukee. I have started also buying Bosch. I like the Bosch products too. But I like the way Milwaukee has done their stuff, has designed their tools, has designed the pack outs. So I think moving to this brand is a good move, and I'm pretty excited to see how well everything lasts. And I can do some additional videos in the future to kind of show you how well they are lasting. But let's go ahead and end this video with showing you the big chest, so that way you can see just how big it is. It's pretty cool. I do have just a little bit of things in there right now, but there are going to be more tools that I put in there. And there are going to be things such as my dual action polisher. I have a router and some of the smaller power tools. So let's go ahead and open that one up right now. Oh, let me not give you any misconceptions about this chest as well. These pack outs do not connect to this chest facing the face of this chest. The way the pack out is these slide in this way, which I'm disappointed at, because the way I plan on putting all this together in my toy hauler is I'm going to put this up against the wall, and so this is going to face toward the interior of the garage. And because it doesn't attach like that, all of these drawers are going to be facing this way. So I'm gonna have to figure out basically how to put all these on this chest so that I have access to the 2 drawers, which I believe what I'm gonna end up doing is putting those 2 drawer pack outs on the front and sliding those in, so that way I can have access to it from this side. So like I said, not a huge deal breaker, but I wish that these pack outs could go on any way you want. I don't know exactly if that would be easy to design. It doesn't appear to be easy because they didn't do it. So nonetheless, let's look at this chest. It does have locks. I like that a lot. But this thing is just massive. It's huge. You can put all kinds of things in here. The Milwaukees that come with these drawers here, from what I've seen, you can put those drawers on both sides. And that's with all the Milwaukees. I'm gonna be able to put in here a lot of cool stuff, a lot of things that basically I won't be needing all of the time, but it's large enough to just kind of throw maybe even just things you think you're gonna need, but you're not exactly sure. It's huge, you can just throw it in here. This does have also the little rail here that you push this in and it comes down, so you don't have to worry about this thing slamming down on you while you're in here getting some stuff out. But overall, I really like the system. These are not cheap. However, if you find that Milwaukee is doing a sale, they actually do sales pretty often. Keep track of Home Depot, Lowe's, and Northern Tool, because when a sale happens, Milwaukee actually does it by its brand. So every place that deals with Milwaukee will have the same exact sale. For example, just 2 weeks ago, they had a deal where if you bought $250 worth of Packouts, you got this Packout for free, which is a pretty big deal. So this one I got for free because I bought $250 worth, and this in and of itself is like a $70 Packout. So pretty cool deal, good stuff. Hey folks, thanks a lot for tuning in. We hope you liked the video. If you have questions, go ahead and put it down in the comments, and I guess we'll catch you later.